Thank you, Mr. Chairman, very much, and thank you to all of you for your willingness to come and testify. You've done very well, and I certainly appreciate your efforts because I know you could be doing a lot of other things, but we're certainly glad you're here. We're talking about this hearing to discuss ways to increase domestic consumption of U.S.-grown agriculture products. And the Buying American Cotton Act, which I introduced last year, would achieve exactly that. And I ask for unanimous consent, Mr. Chairman, to enter into the record a letter sent today to the Senate from industry stakeholders, textile mills, major brands and retailers, and farm bureaus from across the country, many represented on this committee. Companies like Target, American Trench, Gap, Dignity Apparel all support this initiative.
Without objection.
Thank you. Congress must deliver on two things to save American agriculture before it's too late, before we have to rely on foreign adversaries such as China to feed and clothe us. And it is imperative that we, one, provide an additional round of short-term support to supplement the Farmers Bridge Assistance Program until the achievements of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act become available, which is going to be later in October. Two, invest in a long-term demand-building initiatives, such as the Buying American Cotton Act, which will reduce our reliance on ad hoc assistance and farm bill safety net programs in the future. This will help keep American farmers and ranchers in operation while saving taxpayer dollars down the road. Not long ago, a colleague from a state that doesn't grow cotton asked me, why should we support the cotton industry? It's too small for us to care about, and we don't grow it in my state. Last year, the U.S. grew more than 95 million acres of corn, 83 million acres of soybeans, but less than 10 million acres of cotton. Synthetic fibers are on the rise anyway. Well, here's why we should care about the U.S. cotton industry and passing this Buying American Cotton Act. While cotton planted acreage is small compared to other major row crops, its economic output and associate jobs dwarfs other major row crops on a per-acre basis. Just do the math. The supply chain is far more intricate than other major row crops. That means jobs, money, more jobs and more money. U.S. producers now have to export, as it's been mentioned before, more than 85% of the cotton they grow, and we can use it right here. Just think about it. Most products Americans use today are made of synthetic fibers or foreign-grown cotton from Brazil and China. In Mississippi, we grow a lot of corn, soybeans, rice, wheat, sorghum, peanuts, and cotton. Some see year-round E15 as a long-term fix for ag. Some point to the clean fuel tax credit. The list goes on. But if we pick winners and losers among commodities, we've already lost. We in Washington need to adopt a comprehensive strategy for domestic consumptions that lifts all of American agricultural products. That is how all growers benefit, and it is the only fix worth having. Today, I am here to emphasize that complex problems are rarely solved with one simple solution, and that Buying American Cotton Act should be part of the overall solutions that we are seeking. This question is for Chairman Reed and President Duval. How would the Buying American Cotton Act support producers and the entire cotton supply chain, and what will happen if Congress fails to strengthen the domestic cotton market?
First, representing the cotton industry, I would very much like to thank you for co-sponsoring this bill. As you know, cotton has been in a big decline. Your state of Mississippi, I'm from Arkansas. As you know, in that region of the country, we have much higher production costs, so we depend on crops that are higher gross crops, higher value crops, and cotton is one of those. In addition to that, we have the whole infrastructure that surrounds it, as we discussed. But we're in a dire situation in cotton due to cheap domestic or cheap polyester and cheap foreign cotton. This is a way for us to leverage the American consumer to help support our industry. And there will be some cost offsets because the price of cotton goes up, PLC payments go down to farmers. So it's a win-win across the board and also supports the industry, the whole industry, all the way through the supply chain.
Thank you, Senator. Wore my cotton tie today. I don't grow cotton, but I know how hard they're struggling out there for that. Your bill will incentivize companies to use American-grown cotton, which is a good thing for our cotton farmers. They need a market here in our country. When NAFTA was passed and all our textile mills left and went overseas, that's where our cotton had to go to. And now we need that production to come back to this country so that we can give them. But the key thing is, not only will it help farmers, it's going to help rural communities. We've lost 1,700 cotton gins since 1980. 1,700. That infrastructure will never be replaced again. Never be replaced again. And all the jobs that went with it and all the communities that depended on that infrastructure just went away. And we've seen it all over the southeast and southern part of our country. So that bill will be a tremendous help, not only to farmers, cotton farmers, but it'll be a big help for our rural communities in those areas of our country.
Yeah, because we want corn growers to grow corn, but we want cotton growers to grow cotton.
And
I think, Mr. Bauer, you mentioned that in a podcast this past week. I had a question on that, but I'm out of time. But thank you again for your willingness.